Tonight we're not confronting a spirit of chaos. We're confronting something far more unsettling. Order. Or more precisely, the illusion that we can control what was never ours to control. Join me now in and through the Static Seance.
The whisper caught between stations, neither here nor gone. The hum of voices trapped in the wires, their confessions dissolving into static. A seance not in candlelit rooms, but on flickering screens, where the ghosts don't knock, but distort the signal. Shadows coil in the white noise. If only one dares to alter their own frequency and listen.
Orias is described in the Ars Goetia as one who teaches the virtues of the stars, grants dignities, and transforms the identities of men. He's a Duke of Hell, commanding legions, often depicted as a lion riding a horse, crowned with a serpent. But those symbols matter. The lion being will, the horse being movement, the serpent representing time, cycles, and inevitability. Orias is not just about power. He is about fate. And the question he presents is deceptively simple. What would you change about fate? So in the past, what outcome did you resent? Resentment is one of the clearest indicators that we have tried to argue with reality. Something happened or didn't happen, and we decided it should or shouldn't have. We replay it, we rewrite it, we construct alternate timelines in our minds where things went correctly. But what we're really doing is resisting something that's already solidified into existence. Orias exposes something uncomfortable here. Resentment is not about injustice alone. It is about powerlessness disguised as judgment. Because if we were truly powerful over fate, we wouldn't resent it. We would change it. So when we look at the past honestly, we start to see something different. Every outcome that we resented was also an outcome that shaped us, that redirected us, that forced us into positions that we would have never chosen. And that's where my own answer begins. My life unfolded in ways that have been strange, uncomfortable, and at times completely disorienting. Moments that felt like mistakes. Moments that felt like detours. Moments that at the time I would have absolutely changed if given the choice. But looking back now, I can't separate those moments from the revelations that ultimately followed them. I can't extract the pain of those experiences without also removing the insight. I can't erase the confusion without also erasing the clarity it eventually produced. So the question becomes, was it ever a mistake? Or was it simply a path that I didn't understand yet? So in the present, what influence do you wield? This is where Orias becomes dangerous in the best way. Once you accept that you can't change the past, you are forced to confront what you can actually do. And the answer is not nothing. The answer is alignment. Orias is known for granting dignities, positions, status, recognition, but not arbitrarily. He teaches how to move with the current of reality instead of against it. Because influence does exist, but it exists within limits. You can't control everything, but you can position yourself. You can observe patterns. You can recognize timing. You can act when action is actually viable, instead of forcing outcomes prematurely. And this is where most people fail. They don't lack power. They lack patience with reality. They impose their will onto a moment that isn't ready to receive it. And when it doesn't work, they call it failure. But Orias would simply call it misalignment. Because true influence feels different. It doesn't feel like force. It feels like cooperation. Like stepping into something that was already forming and knowing exactly how to move within it. And this is where I've found myself now. I don't feel the need to control where things are going anymore. Not because I've given up, but because I've started to recognize that my role is not to dominate the path. It's to walk it consciously, to pay attention, to act when it's time, and to step back when it isn't. So in the future, what acceptance liberates? This is the final threshold, because acceptance is often misunderstood as passivity. It's not. Acceptance is clarity. It's the removal of resistance to what already is, so that your energy can actually be used effectively. Orias teaches you that resistance wastes energy, and you can feel this in your own life. Think about how exhausting it is to fight something inevitable, a situation you can't change, an outcome already in motion, a truth that you don't want to accept. You're burning energy and moving nothing. Now compare that to acceptance. Not resignation, but recognition. This is what is happening. Suddenly your energy returns to you. And now you can ask a different question. What can I do within this? That's where power lives. Not in rewriting fate, but in participating in it intelligently. So you've fought inevitability. Everybody does. All of us do. At some point, we'll all try to outmaneuver reality itself. We think if we plan enough, control enough, understand enough, we can eliminate uncertainty. But uncertainty is not a flaw in the system. It is the system. And fighting it doesn't make you safer. It just makes you tired. Influence exists within limits. This is where maturity begins. Not in abandoning ambition, but in refining it. Understanding where your will is effective and where it's irrelevant. And that distinction will change everything. Acceptance expands power. This is the paradox. The moment you stop trying to control everything, you become far more effective at influencing what actually matters. Because your energy is no longer scattered across impossibilities. It is focused, precise, intentional. You work with fate, not beneath it. Not against it, but with it. Like a current, like a rhythm. Like something alive that you're participating in instead of trying to dominate. Resistance wastes energy. This is Orias at his most direct. Every ounce of resistance to what is inevitable is energy you cannot use to shape what is possible. And that's the real cost. Not that fate exists, but that we exhaust ourselves trying to deny it. So when Orias asks you, what would you change about fate? My answer now is simple. Nothing. Not because everything has been easy. Not because everything has been good. But because everything has been necessary. If you've been here long enough, you've seen it. The strange turns, the unpredictable shifts, the moments that made no sense until they suddenly did. And at this point, I'm not interested in changing the path. I'm interested in seeing where it goes. There's a kind of optimism in that. Not blind optimism, but curiosity. A willingness to experience what unfolds without needing to control it. And I can say honestly, I am content. And not because everything is perfect, but because I trust the process enough to stop trying to rewrite it. So where are you resisting something that's already in motion? And what would happen if you stopped fighting it and started working with it instead?
She licks the ice off the 5 of cups and makes the deal the devil blocks. Her fins, they fly her through the sea. Ooh, please see me. There's a few more seconds left, so keep my whole world